Are you related to Nnamdi? Yes. Well done.
Okay, gentlemen.
All right. Yes. Okay. Madam. Good afternoon. Okay, well done. We appreciate all what you do. Now do well. Well done. I hope you're enjoying Casita. I hope I can see it from there. All right, well, I've come to visit your brigade today. And the essence is for me to first thank you for what you're doing in terms of operations, in terms of being very professional soldiers. And I want to tell you very emphatically that I appreciate what you are doing, and I'm proud of all of you.
Thank you.
That said, you understand the fact that as soldiers, that the entire Nigeria is looking at us to solve all these problems in conjunction with other sister services and other security agencies. It's obvious that we're doing very much, but I can tell you that we can still do more. So I've come here this afternoon to charge you to do more. Is that clear?
Yes, sir!
You see, all these bandits that are disturbing us, I want us in a few months not to have any again within your area. Is that clear?
Yes, sir!
I've listened to the brief by your brigade commander. That is 30 family. That means we have 60 here. We're going to look at where 35 battalion is, do the same thing there. Now, let me tell you, the resources are not endless. But as your leader, together with this my team that you can see behind us, or behind me rather, we're going to do our best to ensure that your welfare is well taken care of. I just left Kanu to come down here. And I told the soldiers there, your colleagues there, that one particular thing that's been paining me for years, since when I was a lieutenant colonel, is when I see a soldier that has served Nigeria for 35 years, and when you ask him, where are you going to? He says, okay, I don't get house. It's something that's been stopping me since when I was a lieutenant colonel. Now that I have the opportunity, I'm trying to, to try as much as possible to reverse that trend by trying to come up with policies and structures that can be put in place that by the time you're leaving the army, maybe as master warrant officers, army warrant officers, you have a place to retire to. These affordable homes, we've started in Abuja. We commissioned 400 plus last year, end of last year. But we're going to continue with that. We are starting new ones in Ibadan. We are starting some in Sowore. We are starting some in Plateau. That is in Jos. But you have to understand the fact that we cannot serve everybody at once. It's not possible. But it's a scheme that has come to be, and we shall continue to put in and invest in it, so that if you subscribe, you have hope of getting a house. Now, I am not one person that will come and tell you what I will not do. I'm only going to tell you what I'm going to do. And I promised you I will do my best in that regard. Is that clear?
Yes, sir!
Then, we also have this scheme that has to do with loans. You can collect loans in the army without paying that very huge, what do they call it? Interest that you pay in banks. I think the ones we do in the army, it's just for you to pay a little of about 3%. And the essence of you collecting that 3% is that we need to keep on revolving it. But if you go to the bank, I'm sure they will give you about 20%. But the one in the army is just about 3%. So that it will be very easy for you to repay. So please take advantage of that too. From next month, we are going to double the RCA for 1,500 to 3,000. So that when you are deployed outside, you can be well fed. All these things are efforts by the government to make the life of soldiers better. Talking about accommodation, I told even Mr. President himself the level of challenge we have in terms of accommodation, and he has promised me that he's going to support so that all soldiers basically will have a place to keep their families. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
Now, talking about combat enablers, MRAPs, all what you need to do your work. We just got some, I think 50 MRAPs. We're expecting another 50. We're expecting another 100 EP series. All these things are going to be issued out so that you can do your work well. So we're not just sitting down there. But I want to tell you something, that these things are not cheap. They are not cheap. And unfortunately, the money is no longer there. Let me give you an example. To buy one MRAP, camel MRAP, is 997 million. One. That is 3 million short of 1 billion naira to buy one. So, when you leave these things for bandits to damage, just have it at the back of your mind that if they damage one MRAP, they have damaged 1 billion. If they damage one EQ series, they have damaged 650 million. These are things that you can see. You can go and Google it. When you look at the cost in dollars and you convert it to naira, they know the fact that whoever is going to supply it will make a little profit on it. So there's nothing hidden there. So what am I saying here? When you get this equipment, please take care of them, because they are very costly. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Don't say it is the army. I mean, the army belongs to all of us. It's not about me alone. It's not about these big men that you are seeing here. You have your job to do, I have my job to do. My job is to lead you, provide the requirements for you to do your job, and that I will do well. That I promise you I will do well. But at the same time, you have a responsibility as soldiers. One, to be professional, and to take care of the equipment being given to you. Take care of the houses that are being built in your name. I gave an example in Kanu of a new building. I said by the time I come in the next 6 months, that building will be like, what do they call it? A big bang. Because people don't care. They just feel then to add more will not be a problem. I was in India some time ago. I saw vehicles that were bought 1970. 1970, still on the road, Tata. But if you buy... So my appeal to you this afternoon is that let us all be responsible and know the fact that the army belongs to all of us. Now, talking about this element, I mean, these enemies of our state, of our dear country, Nigeria, we must eliminate them. Because we can't continue to live like this. We can't continue to live in fear. And like I told you earlier, the entire Nigeria is depending on us to make that happen. There cannot be any development anywhere if there is insecurity. And the money we are spending on insecurity is something that could have been channeled into making your life better. So I've come to do a covenant for you today, and I promise you as your leader, together with this my team, we will do our best to provide for you and make your lives better. But on your own part, you will do your work. Do we agree?
Yes, sir.
Do we agree on that covenant?
Yes, sir.
Don't come and tell me say we don't hear that before. Well, that's the attitude of soldiers to say we have heard it before. I will tell you too that I've heard this commitment before. But let's draw a line and move forward and make the army better. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So, having listened to me, I want to hear your own challenges, and I'm going to address those challenges here and now. So, from there, if you have any problem, let's know. Let me start. If you have any financial problem, talking about salary, allowance, or whatever, indicate. If you have not had your salary or your allowance or anything,